Start of the game at Windy Hill. Essendon to the left with a 3 or 4 goal advantage. You would think it's going to be a real bog here. Buick with the first kick out of the centre. A little too far for Philandia. Pressure though on North Melbourne. Philandia gets it across almost to McMullen. Again the pressure there on Allison. 2 Essendon players fight over it. McMullen's pretty good from here and he kicks the first goal. The Bombers a goal through McMullen. North Melbourne yet to score.
Well, a critical fumble there coming from Allison. We see here he looked like he was in good position there. And of course, the oval ball doesn't make it easy. The 2 Essendon players almost fighting each other for that one, Philandia and McMullen. But as Bruce called, very good around goals, McMullen. An excellent snap and just the start Essendon would have wanted.
North Melbourne notorious poor performers in the first quarter, so very, very vital they get away to a good start. There's Darren Buick again. That one kicked straight up in the air. Donald McDonald's in the centre mud patch. That's Peter German getting it to half forward. The mark was taken down there by Salmon. Now he goes in to grab it again, Paul Salmon. It was good play onto Johnston. Now on to Kickett. Derek Kickett has the ball smothered. Izzard centre of the ground. Taken away by Wayne Schwass. They seem to be running through that mud patch reasonably well. To the full forward line he goes. Here's a chance for Clarkson. Swings onto the right foot. Hooks it back in front of goal and puts it through for a behind.
A couple of fumbles early in the match, Pete. They're probably a little bit nervous, the players, realising that this is really crunch time for Essendon. They've lost 4 out of their last 5 games. And really, this is a real must game for them here at Windy Hill.
Yes, Chris Danaher made the mistake and then nearly flattened his own man Salmon. Anthony Danaher to the centre square, magnificent kick. Watson was the target. Cransberg trying to force his way through. Kickett. He has a lot of dash and great skill. To Madden on a long lead. Now Allison. The footy a bit easy to handle now once it's been into the mud. It'll stick a lot better, and the kick's a good one. You can see it holding up in the wind to Crocker. And I guess North Melbourne will play a fair bit of percentage football, possession football in this first quarter into the breeze. Any goal will be a bonus. Strong mark by McDonald. It was interesting that...
It looks like Cransberg's lined up on him at centre-half back.
50 metres.
A 50-metre penalty being applied. Terry Danaher lining up in the back pocket on Harris. Darren Harris is lined up alongside Johnny Longmire to take some of the pressure off John Longmire, because he's been the only North Melbourne forward in the recent weeks capable of kicking a goal.
Well, this is a good test because McDonald's a thumping kick. He's about 40 metres out, and can he make the distance into the breeze? Drop punt, he's kicked it brilliantly, but it holds up in the end. It's going to be hard to score from there from 30 or 40 metres out, and out of bounds. Well, it was a good kick, really.
Yeah, well, the wind just dragged it across goal there. I thought Longmire even had a chance to take a mark there in that pocket.
Salmon versus Gallagher. Gallagher takes front position. All over the top was McDonald. Liam Pickering is there for North Melbourne. Players diving on top of it in front of the North goal as the Essendon defence tries to get it out of the pack. Look at the pack of
they're
players.
Blow the whistle, surely. I think he's lost the whistle, Pete.
Well, there must have been 15 or 16 players in that pack, and Derek Kickett's down there.
Gee,
he's playing in the centre.
They really let it go that long before they call for a ball up.
John Russo throws the ball up. Gallagher tries to grab it out of the ruck. Players in after it again. And the umpires pluck the free kick out of that pack. And which way will it go? Certainly going Essendon's way. This is David Johnston.
Always goes to the defender's way, doesn't he, in those situations?
Yeah, every time, Bernie. To the half-back line. Number of flyers. This Wayne Schwass kicks it straight to Cransberg. Clarkson off the ground was good play. Bounces off Gallagher. Oh, some strong play by McDonald. Tap further afield for North. Here's Larkin. He's brought the ground, then taps it away. Kicked by Wallace. Wallace kicks straight to Fairley. Fairley straightens up from 60 metres, brings it in front of goal. Good play. Oh, great play by Longmire. Strength.
Yes, it was good play, Pete, because he used his body very well there. He was in the front position, the right position, because the ball is going to drop short in these very windy conditions. As you could see, he just held Danaher off with that left arm.
Johnny Longmire from 35 metres into the breeze. It floats away. Did it sneak in for a goal? No. Well, not a good kick because he was only 35 metres out. Well, there's Wayne Schimmelbusch and John Dugdale.
Maybe you should have learned from McDonald's kick, because his kick certainly drifted across the goal front to the right of goal, and John Longmire didn't allow enough kicking on that occasion.
Danaher to Somerville, fairly at the back. McDonald caught high by O'Donnell, and free kick paid. Pretty promising start by North Melbourne, early days, but gee, they've had a lot of the footy.
Yes, fully agree, Bruce. This is good sign for North.
McDonald, well, he gets some distance into the breeze, to the pocket. Longmire almost played that as a defender against Danaher, thumping it towards the boundary line, keeping it in North Melbourne's attacking zone.
I think they're good enough to win this, actually, Bruce. I'm tipping North Melbourne.
Well, they've started well into the breeze, even though McMullen scored in the first minute. Here's Rock, left foot, to the pocket. Again, Longmire and Danaher. It's going to be the key duel of the day. Play on called. The kick by Crocker. Salmon has to sit and wait, and then gives the handball off to Johnston, who goes to Spawn. He's got a bit of space.
Kieran Spawn, the South Australian, to the centre of the ground. Staritsky knocks it down to Ramiro. That was good team play. On to Larkin, now Schwass, now Ramiro. Ramiro from 55, brings it to Longmire. Out he comes. Oh, he has it punched away. Good play by Anthony Danaher. Here's Crocker. Oh, he's dispossessed. That was good play as a hand pass comes to Izzard from Anthony Danaher. Out to the half-back line. Another one of the Danahers takes it away. This is Chris.
With a drop punt to centre half forward. Madden goes very early. Staritsky leads in the race for it. Long handball is good. This is Scholl. Drop punt into the breeze. A very good kick. Rock runs it out. But North Melbourne are positive in their approach into the breeze. Anthony Rock, who's playing his 14th game this year. Young Hughes looking on, and getting ready to come on is David Flood. So a move already by Kevin Sheedy. Salmon, Rock, repeating that Thompson not playing for Essendon. Steele caught. Gallagher's kick round the body to centre half forward. A couple of North Melbourne players got tangled up there, including Pickering. Schwass's handball. North Melbourne keeping possession. Ramiro from the pocket, tried to centre it. O'Donnell couldn't quite handle it. Off the ground by North Melbourne, didn't go far. The little handball didn't go far by Essendon, and the Kangaroos' pressure's very good.
Oh, North, very aggressive, Bernie.
They're tying it up well on the forward line, aren't they, Peter? They're just working feverishly to keep the ball into that forward line.
Well, there's Peter Somerville.
He's off the ground already.
Yes, well, he doesn't muck around, Kevin Sheedy. Here's Darren Steele playing his 100th game. Kicks to the pocket. Anthony Danaher. Well done, Longmire. Punched it, then grabbed it. Oh, kicked for goal by Longmire. Point. Terrific play by the big full forward. But most importantly, they've had 3 shots to 1, and Essendon is kicking with a strong breeze.
Gee, Longmire did that well. I don't know if he knew he had a player inside him either. He might have used the handball there, but North, as Peter's just said, 3 shots to 1. Anthony Danaher to Spawn. Here's Cransberg, who's back today. Spawn's give is okay, but put the pressure on the next give was bad to Johnston. McDonald started very positively. The tackle was good by Johnson. German with some power and strength. Scholl, the handball good to Clarkson. Ramiro, 50 metres out, drop punt. 1 out situation for the moment. Now they come in together when the wind gets hold of it. Crocker with a chance. Good defensive play. Kick it, looks for a free kick. Not given, but Essendon able to get it to a vacant space. An important ball to be won. The tackle was good by Danaher to set it for Izzard.
Alan Izzard, the short one. The lead is on, and the mark has been taken by Dean Wallace. He's got a running player in Gary O'Donnell. O'Donnell a bounce. He can have a shot from 50. 2 bounces, O'Donnell. Straightens up. Kicks on the left foot. Great goal to the Bombers. That's Gary O'Donnell's first. Essendon second. 2 goals straight. Lead North Melbourne 3 behinds.
Yes, and that's a danger, of course. North Melbourne with so many players forward of centre that if Essendon do get the ball quickly out of the back line, as we saw on this occasion, O'Donnell just had so much space in which to run and just no pressure at all having that shot at goal. He had that well within the 50 metres area.
O'Donnell's goal puts Essendon 12-3. The Chris Danaher tackle setting it up on German to give it to Izzard. Salmon wins it. Buick no free kick. This bog in the centre square. Good take by the big fellow Gallagher to half forward. Nice body work by both Johnston and Rock. Here's Izzard again. Schwass brings him down with a strong tackle. Watson, clever. Nice take by Salmon at centre wing. Centres it to Madden. Martin goes with him. Philandia clever. Can kick the goal. Round his body. Bouncing. Through. the advantage of the win. 3 goals to 3 points.
There's some very happy Essendon supporters here today. They realise the seriousness of the situation. Falani already with a cut above that eye. Terrific play by Timmy Watson. He realised he was under pressure there, just knocking the ball on. And Philandia, perfect forward pocket rover there. He knew that Martin was about to knock the ball away. He did just that from Simon Madden. And Philandia did the rest.
That's what they need. Essendon down in that forward pocket with 2 big men, Salmon and Madden, who rested full forward. Matty Larkin to the half-forward line. McDonald. Now pushing the back, I think, has been paid to McDonald here as he went for that mark. Now Essendon better watch out. It could be 50.
He's playing all right, McDonald, at centre-half forward.
But he's gone wide with a hand pass to Darren Steele. The short passes on. Oh, that was a good pass. He found Gallagher. Had plenty of the play, North Melbourne. Unfortunately for them, Essendon have been down there 3 times for 3 goals. Oh, Longmire had... How was that for an impossible task? He had Paul Salmon and Anthony Danaher to compete against there in the goal square. And the ball forced through for a behind. So North on 4 behinds. Essendon on 3 goals.
Danaher. Centre wing, Cransberg. Oh, shot! Schwash, I should say, magnificent mark.
Wayne Schwash, how's that, Bruce? He took a great mark a couple of weeks ago. Was a contender for the mark of the day, and that is a sensational mark.
A real fingertipper, wasn't it? Schwash centering kick. Marked by Crocker. Just too far out, you'd fancy, into the breeze. Drop punt, it does hold up a bit. McDonald's down there. Cransberg thumps it away. Chris Danaher. Left-hand handball okay to Johnston. To centre-half forward.
Fairley. Oh, good mark. Very underrated player, Ian Fairley.
Well done behind play there by Rock also. Just got that little push as that player, Essendon player, kicked the ball, put him off balance.
Ian Fairley to the half-forward line. A pack of players. The North players took front position. Now here's David Johnston again. Straight up in the air. Good mark. Scholl.
Oh,
now
be careful.
50.
Careful,
no.
Tim.
Craig Scholl played for Victoria against Queensland on Tuesday. Good mark, Gallagher. Stuck the backside out and the hands out in front. Very clever mark. Michael Gallagher to the half-forward line. Out comes Longmire. Has it fisted away. Rock goes in against Kickett. Kickett. Oh, brilliant play. Chris Danaher. The short one is on. He finds Watson centre of the ground.
Gee, Kickett was good then. Watson gets round Scholl, but then goes to ground and handballs to a vacant space, hoping in the end. Steele breaks one tackle to Scholl, who's playing on Watson. Just a wobbly one. Kickett had to sit and wait. Rock at the back. Again, Kickett. Back into the glue pot. No free to Buick. Yes, it is. It'll come back. Gets up limping a bit, Buick. He was very good on Tuesday night for Western Australia. It's kicked to Cransberg, who's another ex-WA. Buick running for him. Cransberg very short. Gee, not much value in that with O'Donnell. Great play, though, by North Melbourne to get back. Kick by Schwash to centre wing, Spawn, and he runs it out of play.
Pat on the back there for Donald McDonald. He saw the danger there, sensed it. He came down from centre-half forward. That short pass on from Cransberg, looking for O'Donnell, and Donald McDonald got in there and just got his fingertips to it.
Centre wing, Spawn taps it onto Wizard, onto Buick. Buick steady, then kick to the half-forward line. North Melbourne race it out of defence, and that was Turitsky. Now a chance for the Bombers. Derek Kickett went for the long torpedo punt. He's got long and open goal. Bang, that's another one of the Bombers, and that's their 4th. Essendon, 4 goals straight. Lead North Melbourne, 4 behinds.
Yes, I'm not sure about these North Melbourne tactics. They've virtually been using Gallagher as an extra man on the forward line, whereas the ruckmen usually hang around across the half-back line and have an extra man in defence. In these circumstances, with Essendon kicking with his strong breeze, I think Gallagher may be more advantage to the side if he was hanging around as a loose man in defence.
Back in the centre, Buick. Ball just stuck in the mud. Handball by Crocker. Essendon now with a good lead, despite the fact North Melbourne's had as much of the football. if not more. Essendon has been very positive with his attack.
I think they've had more of the football, North Melbourne.
Few more possessions, we're told, probably 3 or 4, and they trail 24-4. Salmon, Fairley, doesn't go very far. Spawn tries to get a kick away. Larkin's little handball okay to Crocker. Centre wing, and Johnson, or Flood takes the mark, who's come off the interchange. Had Cransberg. Takes his time in the end and drop punts the ball to centre half forward. Wallace in the front spot. Fairley at the back. The Steele handball was good. To Scholl, to Clarkson. Onto his left foot to centre, to half forward.
Well, the ball at half forward now for North. They badly need a goal into the breeze. Here's Michael Long, caught. Gets in a hand pass for Landia, now under Flood. This is Flood going wide, looking for Spawn. Will it sit for him? It does. And Kieran Spawn kicks to the half-forward line and puts it out of bounds on the full. I think we're in for a great game here today at Windy Hill. Essendon 4 goals straight lead. North Melbourne 4 behind. Now here's David Flood on centre wing. Must have been touched off the boot, was it? Because he did play on. Here's Chris Danaher doing well. Well done by Danaher. From 40 metres he kicks and puts it across the face and through for 1 behind.
Essendon's first miss, Pete. Chris Danaher has been very busy in this first quarter. He's had 3 kicks and 2 hand passes and a couple of very good tackles. 3 tackles, in fact, in the first quarter. Simon Madden now having a run on the ball, doing the ruck work, with Paul Salmon resting at full forward.
Allison's kick. Sturitsky able to keep it in against McMullen. Schwash, who's already taken a spectacular mark here today. A handball with a fair bit on it. Scholl, Cransberg with him. Back to Schwash. He'll probably use McDonald, he does. 60 metres out, now 50. Draws Flood to him, goes over the top. Pickering, kick to the goal square. Again, Longmire outnumbered. Madden back, didn't take the mark. Longmire, handball to Pickering. Left foot round his body. Sits and waits. Terry Danaher. Derek Kickett. Well played though by Crocker. Chance for North for their first into the breeze. Crocker's handball is wasted in the end. Terry Danaher forces it to the boundary line.
So they had a chance then, didn't they?
Well, it was brilliant play by Crocker to actually close Essendon down, because they're looking very dangerous there with that run out of the back line. Unfortunately, Crocker couldn't finish it off.
Madden versus Gallagher. Gallagher got that down. Buick is there and Steele. Steele into an open goal. Kicks. Goal! Terrific goal by Darren Steele. And North needed that one. They've taken their score on to 1-4. Essendon 4-1.
Well, the exact equal amount of shots at goal. As we watch this in replay, Steele really stole this one away from Buick. A great steal from Steele. Away he went, because it looked as if Buick was in perfect position there from that ruck contest. And great play by Steele, playing his 100th game.
25-10 at Windy Hill. Really back to square one, you'd fancy. Scores about level, considering Essendon kicking with a 4 or 5 goal breeze. Good mark for Landia, who started very well with a couple of crisp handballs. That one to O'Donnell. Salmon, oh, strong.
Well, it's good to see that, Bruce. A good, positive, strong lead from Paul Salmon. This is what the Essendon supporters have really been waiting for. Salmon, of course, leading the goal-kicking competition in 1984 when he hurt his knee and had that knee reconstruction. He was a tremendous player in that year who would have won the goal-kicking.
Yes, he's been the leading goal kicker in 84 and then from 87 to 90, but just 18 goals this season. He was the superstar of the competition, wasn't he, in early 84?
Yeah, he sure was.
45 metres out, maybe a bit closer than that, but where he kicks it from, and he's kicked it beautifully for goal. 5-1 Essendon, 1-4 North Melbourne, 31-10.
There's good, strong, positive lead there by Paul Salmon. 206 centimetres of him, out in front of Michael Martin. A very tough competitor, Michael Martin, so he will have his hands full, Paul Salmon, playing on Michael Martin. There's the kick for goal. As I said, he was leading the goal kicking 1984 with 64 goals when he was struck down with that knee injury.
The Prime Minister looks on, and that was really a good mark, because I thought Martin, oh, hip and shoulder.
Well, it was fortunate. I think Buick was slipping at the time, Pete. I just took a little bit of sting out of the bump.
Buick for the full forward line. Here's Brett Allison to Crocker, who's doing well. Crocker will kick straight to Simon Madden, who marks. Madden wants to play on. Now he does. Oh, dangerous chip pass to the glue pot. He's found Spawn, who's caught. They might lose it here. They do. That was McDonald. Back it comes to Madden. Well done by Gallagher to German. North little players running it forward. This is Clarkson off the side of the boot, but he's got Rock in front position. Oh, Rock couldn't control it. He goes in to get it again, Anthony Rock. Put under pressure, and the umpire will come in and bounce. Half forward for North. They've had plenty of the play, but they've only kicked 1-4 to Essendon 5-1.
Good play, just coming unstuck there from Simon Madden. He took a good strong mark and then went directly across ground where the ball stuck right in the middle there of the glue pot.
Used his body against Gallagher there. McDonald over the top of it. So still North attacking. Donald McDonald is enjoying a good season.
Remember, North gave Essendon Carlton a couple of weeks ago, a 6-goal start early and beat them.
Gallagher, play on called, now holding the ball against Flood to Pickering.
I think he was playing for the free kick initially, Bruce, and the umpire realised that. He was propped over the ball.
Pickering, whose 5th game for the year, goes short. And, oh, gee, luck's a fortune, because the pass was for Harris. It went over his head.
We'll just watch that in replay. They're just too long for Terry Danaher, and Gallagher, as I said, doing more of a forward role today than you usually see from Ruckman. They usually rest across that half-back line.
He's played every game this season. And he's missed that badly. So North's had some chances, no question about that. But he is a very promising ruckman, 5-1 to 1-5.
Not a very deliberate attempt, was it? He just sort of waltzed in at a very slow pace, Bernie.
Well, they tense up a lot of players in front of goal, Pete. I find if you really relax and go back and just kick through the ball, you've got a much better chance to kick the goal.
This is Michael Long at half-back. Most important for North that they don't allow Essendon to kick a couple more. Here's Staritsky, Scholl, Allison. The short one is on. They're using the ball beautifully. North, the little players are really boring in and getting that ball. Here's Jose Ramiro. Very, very interesting the next quarter when North have the breeze. That kick only travels about 35 metres. There's little Rock. He's fumbling a little bit. Gary O'Donnell to centre wing. Craig Scholl back with the flight, and he's playing well. He's doing well on Watson. Craig Scholl. The half-forward line. McDonald in front. Kransberg at the back. Thumped the ground. Anthony Rock again went without the ball. Here's Ramiro. Oh, he ran into 3 Essendon players, Jose. Falandia tackled by Rock. The ball close to the line, and this will be a bounce.
Tremendous tackling by both sides, Peter. They've been able to close down Essendon's run out of the back line. Only for a couple of occasions. Essendon have really made the most of it.
Salmon and Gallagher. Izard sits and waits and gets caught. A lot of play at close quarters today, as you'd expect. The ground not too bad, very boggy in the centre. A couple of wet and soft patches on the wings, but considering the amount of rain in Melbourne at this time of the year, it's not all that bad. Salmon, well played by O'Donnell, because North had the run there. Ramiro tries to get rid of it. German just gets rid of it in a hurry. McMullen. Umpires giving them plenty of time. Falandia squeezes a kick out of nowhere. Buick sits and waits. No steals on his back. Good contest. The crowd call for out of bounds on the full against Steele, who, as Peter said, is playing his 100th game and has kicked the 1 goal for North. Scholl to do the ruck work with Watson and wins it easily. Here's Gallagher and Salmon, who both stayed back. Gallagher's little give to Larkin. He had to sit and wait. No free kick. He should have got one. O'Donnell's kicked to half forward.
Larkin was shoved right in the middle of the back then, as the ball is kicked to the half-forward line. And looks like Gary O'Donnell is tagging Matty Larkin. Good thinking, because Matt Larkin, a key player for North, he can cut you to pieces. Now, a very poor throw-in allows the North defenders to punch it further around the boundary line. I'd say at the moment honours pretty even. Essendon has the lead, but North will have the breeze in the second quarter. We have just over 4 minutes of play left in this first quarter. Martin versus Madden. How will the umpires see that one? It's going against Michael Martin.
Look,
And they should let those go.
How can you pick a free kick?
And a 50-metre penalty, ridiculous.
I cannot believe it.
You'd wonder, honestly.
Looking at that contest, I
They
thought
were both
Martin,
pushing and shoving.
well, I thought Martin was in the odds on to get the free kick there. I thought he was in the right position to get the free kick.
Now Essendon has an easy kick for goal through the courtesy of Simon Madden.
Let's have a look again.
Yeah, they're both pushed. Look at that. Both holding,
equal.
and the free kick goes to Madden. A ridiculous decision. Madden from 25 metres directly in front for the Bombers' 6th goal. And he doesn't mess around, right through the middle. That goal by Simon Madden takes Essendon on to 6-1. North Melbourne remain 1-5.
Oh, virtually a charity goal there, as Michael Martin can't believe it, and I'm all on Michael Martin's side. Simon Madden coming in. This is his 550th goal in VFL football, AFL football.
And so in those boundary throw-ins, Bernie, 9 times out of 10 it is not a free kick.
I agree, Peter, entirely.
26-point margin here after Madden's goal. Seemed a little on the side of charity there. A kick by Wallace. Bob, well played. Buick goes for a bounce. Has he got the skill to pick it up under pressure now? Deep in the pocket. Good smother by Allison. Buick able to get it right down the ground, though. Well, they'll talk about that one, North Melbourne, for a while. That free kick to Madden, and also the 50 metres. German not realising where the free kick's going, and that surely is not the spirit of that rule. It's ridiculous.
Common sense.
Well, not much shown there. Oh, the give has gone to McMullen, who kicks it across the ground to the pocket. Long and Allison, and a throw in.
I think there's a rule, an unwritten rule, rule 105, isn't it, Bernie? Common sense.
It seems to go out the door at times, though, Pete, unfortunately.
Well, here's Martin and Madden again. Wallace taps it over. Buick off the ground. They charge away now, the Bombers, at 7-1 to 1-5. Buick gets his first.
He's been good this quarter too, Darren Buick. He's had 8 kicks, 1 hand pass, and that's his first goal. So 7 goals on the board for Essendon, all coming from different players. Darren Buick had a tremendous game for Western Australia against Victoria on Tuesday night. Got tremendous pace around the packs, and isn't he happy with that one?
He's a great little player, Darren Buick. Terrific quarter by the Bombers now, as Salmon tapped that one down. North badly need a goal before quarter time. The kick was by German at the half-forward line. This is Kransberg. Taps it on, controls the ball, gives it to O'Donnell. O'Donnell, Johnston, Izard, caught, gets his kick in. Here's Peter German. Centres the ball. Salmon back with the flight. Tap back to Gallagher. Gallagher over the top. Liam Pickering. Hand pass. Oh, socket off the ground. Longmire. He fumbled. It accidentally hit his boot, and the ball eventually hit the goal post. A bad miss by North Melbourne. And Wayne Schimmer was... Johnny Dugdale, I think they're about to tear their hair out up there.
Initially, that hand pass from Gallagher wasn't good enough. He didn't put it to the advantage of his teammate. He had to stop and prop. And had that hand pass been spot on from Gallagher, it would have been a certain goal.
Danaher's kick to the centre square. Longmire now with 3 points. Here's Larkin. Has it got the carry? No.
Mud on the ball, I think, affected that kick.
He's looking for Harris, and Izard comfortably chips in. High drop punt. Salmon and Gallagher. Wallace. McMullen. One of the surprise packets of the season. Buick waited still, took a chance, and is rewarded, but not a good kick. Straight to Salmon. Watson, who started very poorly today, the great champion of the club, to kick it, and Scholl. A good thump by Scholl. Long got stuck in the mud. Both Long and Flood go to ground. Off the ground by Crocker. Now Johnston. A good handball to Chris Danaher, who's had an excellent quarter. Watson again makes a mistake, though the handball was pretty hot, so I wouldn't blame Tim completely for that one, and a ball up.
It wasn't a great handball, Bruce. Timmy Watson would have been tackled anyway. I think he have taken that ball cleanly.
Almost centre of the ground, but fortunately not in the mud patch. There's Gallagher. versus Salmon. Staritsky brought to ground. Watson straight to Larkin. North Melbourne go forward. Allison hooking it back. He saw German out of the corner of his eye and McDonald. Now they've got 10 seconds in which to score. Oh, the kick straight to Danaher. And that's Terry Danaher. A free kick for holding the man. Siren will go. And a very good quarter by the Bombers in the finish. They lead at quarter time here at Windy Hill. 7-1-43 to North Melbourne. 1-6, a total of 12.
Commencement of the second quarter at Windy Hill. The Bombers lead 43-12, but that scoreboard may be telling a lie because they did have a strong breeze at their back in the first quarter. North Melbourne did manage to have 7 scoring shots into it, and if they get the footy as much in this term, you just have the feeling that scores will be close at half-time. Schwash's high kick towards full forward, and a good mark by McDonald. And they really want an early goal here, North.
Well, I just thought, Bruce, when I saw that kick coming from Schwash, geez, that's going to be tough for the forwards. But Donald McDonald, he's played very well. He's got in front. He's not afraid to put his body in front, keep his head up and go for those marks. And I thought Timmy's Watson attempt at spoiling wasn't all that good.
McDonald's done very well, Bernie, since taking over from Carey.
He has. Actually, he's a good competitor, Donald McDonald.
Well, an important kick. They missed a couple of opportunities into the breeze in the first quarter. McDonald's kick, and he's missed. So 1-7 to 7-1 tells a bit of a tale, doesn't it?
Yes, it certainly does, Bruce. They've just wasted their opportunities. It was very tough kicking at goal at the other end of the ground with that breeze, but those sort of shots, Essendon made the most of those in the first quarter.
Anthony Danaher to the half-back line. His brother Terry's at the back, but a good mark in front by Kransberg. A very good mark in the pack. Buick, centre wing. Chris Danaher. He might get pinged for holding the ball if he's not careful. No, the ball is forced over the line. Now it's right in front of our commentary box here. There's Chris, one of the 3 Danaher brothers playing in this Essendon side today. A great effort. Salmon shoved out his opponent, but it went straight to Rock. Rock to the half-forward line. Flood, centre of the pack. McDonald in front. Here's Johnston for Essendon. Hooking it back to McMullen, who's almost unloaded as he came through the pack. Larkin, a quick kick. Punched away by Flood. Straight to the line. Throw in at half-forward for North Melbourne. There's David Flood.
It looks as though McMullen could be a loose man in defence for Essendon, and also Timmy Watson, so they could have a couple of extra defenders for this term.
Very different to Schimmelbusch's tactics in the first quarter, who played it pretty orthodoxly, didn't he? There's Flood to kick it, who was effective in the first term. That's not a good kick. He slipped, though, and Kransberg was able to get it away. Only to Clarkson. Staritsky sells a dummy. Drop punt. Didn't time it all that well. Gets it to full forward, though. Chance at the back for Harris to kick the goal, and he has. North Melbourne, 2 goals, 7. Essendon 7-1.
And they do deserve really to be a lot closer than they are at the moment, because they've had a number of shots that, well, they probably were difficult when you consider the breeze, but a couple of the shots that Longmire missed. And watch this in replay. Longmire going for the mark. Harris, who's playing alongside Longmire in that forward pocket, finishing off with a very good snap.
The Bombers lead by 24 points, so that's 4 straight kicks. Larkin tries to get it out of the centre. I've just had the feeling that North are getting into the packs a little bit harder than Essendon. Schwass has had a good game. He's beaten for that time by kick it all. A hand pass wide of Watson. Watson races to the half-back line, chips it across the ground to McMullen. 2 Essendon players waited, but McMullen, with a little bit of poise, has 2 bounces, brings it to the half-forward line. Crocker sets himself. Beaten for it by Long. Long kicks to forward pocket. Buick and Salmon, but it's all North Melbourne now. Kicked away by Gallagher. Tapped on to McMartin. He's having a touch of the fumbles. He gets in a hand pass to Scholl. And North working overtime to get it out of defence, but the kick from Scholl comes straight out to centre wing, and Ian McMullen, who has kick it loose.
Decides against that option. Kicked the first goal of the game within about 40 seconds, McMullen. Drop punt, gets a bit of distance into the breeze. Martin underneath it, fairly at the back. Kick it, tried to charge his way through. Little kick by Philandia. Now Buick is normally brilliant at the goal, but not this time.
That football looks black.
Yes.
They Actually, it's not a bad day for taking marks when you get a bit of mud on the ball like that, Pete, is it? Overhead marks I'm talking, not chest marks.
A lot. Is that, oh, he's a beauty, isn't he?
I've got a feeling I know what he's talking about, Peter.
Very funny, Bernie. But it makes it a lot more difficult to kick the ball a long distance once you get that thick mud on it.
High kick by Gallagher. Front spot Fairley. Rock's quick kick to centre wing. No free kick there. It looked as if Clarkson had a shove. Now Watson. They stopped for a moment as the umpire blew the whistle, and Buick in the front position, which is the way to be, into the breeze. She's having a game, Buick.
Well, he's an enormously talented player, Darren Buick. We saw his contribution on Tuesday night for Western Australia. And the ball holding up noticeably into the breeze there. Buick in the right position.
He had 30-odd kicks against Richmond last week in the mud.
Well, he's had 10 already today for a goal. This one's short for Salmon. And it's got to be absolutely spot on, doesn't it, into the breeze like that, and Salmon not able to keep his foot.
I think the tactics were right, but the pass wasn't spot on from Buick, because he would have been really tested from about 40 metres out kicking into that breeze.
Essendon's forward pocket area. There's Madden tapping it down. There's Philandia. Hits the post. Great attempt by the little fella.
It would have been a miraculous goal.
7-2 plays 2-7. So they both had 9 scoring shots, and yet North kicked into the breeze in that first quarter. Brett Allison. Oh, Madden comes from the back, taps it back. That was good play by Madden to bring it back towards half forward. Here's Gary O'Donnell with a quick kick. That was smothered. Justin Staritsky over the top to Matty Larkin. Larkin's caught, throws it away. And the umpire will bring it back. It'll be a free kick to Essendon. It was a terrific tackle out in that half-back area.
Yeah, so handball really put Matthew Larkin under a lot of pressure, Pete. It wasn't a good one. He had to just stop and wait for it to come down. And the Essendon player just sweating on him to apply that tackle. Chris Danaher, who's had 4 tackles for the match.
Well, Somerville's on and Simon Madden is off as Chris Danaher brings it into Wallace. Good mark. Dean Wallace has been, well, he's been an unlucky player for Essendon. Had a lot of hamstring injuries. Great mark.
Yeah, it's only his second game for the season. A good lead there from Wallace. He played his first match last week and had 7 tackles, so a very hard-working player also.
Dean Wallace throwing a little bit of grass up in the air to see how strong the breeze is. He's got expert tuition from Darren Buick behind. 7-2 to 2-7. This will be their 8th if he can put it through from directly in front. Wallace from 35 metres drifts it badly to the right, and in fact out of bounds on the full. So that just gives you an indication of how strong the breeze is.
Very similar to the 2 shots North Melbourne had early in the first quarter from the same position. Martin's kick it went early. Off the ground by Clarkson. Now Rock. And they get it to centre wing, North Melbourne.
It's back to that goal kicking at that end of the ground, Bruce. Very difficult because the wind just coming straight between the 2 stands there where the goals are positioned.
Those kicks have been pretty high. Maybe the option's low and you run it through, but those set shots are going to be tough.
Somerville seems to be playing at centre half back on Donald McDonald, Bernie.
Yes, and Kransberg has gone onto the forward line. It looks as though he may be playing half forward flank.
Well, it's been Kevin Sheedy's trademark over the years to shuffle people around. Or German with some strength there. Centre half forward, Pickering and Flood opposed, the 228s. Flood goes back. Watson, who's gaining some momentum as this game goes on. Now that kick not good. Spawn versus Swash. Good duel here. Swash, you know he'll come to the left hand in the end, and does. Wins it beautifully. He's kicked back towards McDonald. Handball over the top by Clarkson. Longmire beaten for it with pace by Johnston, but the tackle was very good on him. Now he's out. Essendon getting the numbers back, which was important, and he kicks it straight to Salmon.
Yes, that was great defensive play by the Bombers. This is Salmon at half-back. He's looking to play on here, and he does. Runs round the man on the mark, Gallagher, and Salmon brings it to the half-forward line. Mick Martin, that should have been a free kick.
Yes, held by the hand.
He was held by John Russo right on the scene. Mick Martin, a tough, ferocious fullback. A terrific goer he is for North Melbourne. kicks very, very high to the half-forward line. Somerville at the back went for the punch. German read it pretty well, but Watson crashes his way through, gives it to Kickett. He only succeeds in giving it to Lark, and a bad hand pass to Swass. Swass having a very good game, though. Good play, Swass. On to Allison. Brett Allison chips it short, and he's found a man there. Did he play on Ramiro?
Yes, he did.
Holding the ball.
And that man doing the tackling again, Chris Danaher, Peter. Unfortunately, Ramiro, he thought he was clear. Away he went, but Danaher right on his hammer.
It's a good decision, wasn't it? Danaher's kicked to Salmon, a good mark that time against Gallagher. Little drop punt, going to ground Cransburg, long on the up, beautifully to Cransburg. Johnston, backwards. Terry Danaher, Cransburg, clever mark under great pressure from Fairley in the end.
And Terry Danaher also running right down the ground. He's playing in the back pocket on Harris and creating another option by just running right up to the half-forward line.
Now this bloke can really kick a football, Cransburg. He's in the pocket. It'll be a tough kick, but he is a superb kick normally, and I'd give him a chance from here. Straight through the middle. 8-2 to 2-7.
Yes, and Cransburg probably favoured. This would be the better side to kick goals at that end of the ground. He just started it out slightly to the left-hand side. We see this mark again in replay. Cransburg, who started the match at centre-half back, is now playing up on that half-forward line with Somerville doing the work at centre-half back. And there's that very good kick for goal from Cransburg. He's watched the others earlier in the match and learnt.
Very handy goal that to the Bombers. Salmon is doing pretty well, the centre bouncers. Here's Ian Fairley swinging onto the left foot. A clever chip pass. Found Darren Crocker. Crocker the short one. Now, will Ramiro get there? No, because he has put the ball, Darren Crocker, out of bounds on the full. For Landia to take the penalty kick. Finds O'Donnell. Essendon playing a pretty good quarter at the moment. They've bottled up North Melbourne in that forward area. This is Izzard. Oh, many options. Watson, O'Donnell, McMullen. Great skills by McMullen as he brings it into full forward. Scholl back with the flight. Oh, a lot of good play that by Scholl. A lot of courage shown. And he finds Darren Harris, and that saved a certain goal.
Yes, superb footy there. Harris's thumping kick to half forward. Again, the Bombers with the numbers. Watson. That was vintage Timmy Watson. Good kick too. To Danaher. This is Terry. Wide. Wallace versus Martin. Good contest. One-on-one. Play on, the right decision. McRae's come onto the ground. Well, Martin did that well, didn't he? Stood his ground, knew they were coming at him and kept going. He's kicked towards Longmire. Free kick. No.
Against Longmire.
Well, why? That was a strange one, wasn't it? Here's Johnston with a short one to Salmon. And the Bombers have done very well in the last few minutes. Long on the run. He usually conjures up something very clever. Not this time. Buick used his body against Chandler. Ball in.
Well, I think Schimmelbusch should be very worried at this stage of the game, Bruce.
Well,
McRae's on the ground and Pickering's been taken off. But Essendon have a sniff. They had that very good first quarter. The confidence is at an all-time high at the moment.
Yes, they've seized the initiative here.
Forward pocket for the Bombers. They're looking good. It was Wallace, taken by German. On it goes to Brett Allison. Allison to the half-forward line. McDonald hugs it to his chest. They're not getting enough support for McDonald around the half-forward area. They're being bottled up when the ball hits the ground. Essendon with the numbers taken away too easily. Darren Harris now. Here's another example of it. Izzard, the spawn. He ran past the ball. North Melbourne with the numbers now. The hand pass comes out to McRae. That was from Staritsky. To the half-forward line. Now, down there, Longmire's got no support whatsoever.
No, he's up against three players there, Peter, and look how easily they run the ball out.
McMullen gets it to Terry Danaher, and they have to have some little man support down around Longmire, or this game could be lost. There's Johnston. Now a chance for Jose Ramiro. Longmire, oh, it ran under the ball. Back goes Danaher, and the ball beats both players over the line and through for a behind to North. So North creep on to 2 goals 8. Essendon remain 8-2.
30-point margin. So Kevin Sheedy winning the battle of the tactics so far. Anthony Danaher towards Terry Danaher. Gary O'Donnell. Michael Long. Salmon. Buick. Long running for him. Buick chips it to Cransberg. Just too far out this time. High kick. Essendon with a chance. Kick it versus Scholl. Michael Martin claims a mark. Now caught. Off the ground, Cransberg. Schwass sits and waits.
Should have been a mark.
Spawn.
Well, maybe not far enough, Pete.
Wallace.
20 metres.
Watson. They concede some ground. And now Staritsky for German.
Peter German caught. Gets his boot to it, but the Essendon have the numbers. Now the North. Oh, McDonald with courage. Rock loses it to Watson. Watson playing a good term. Going in after it is Chandler. Spawn to the half-forward line. The mark by Philandia. Essendon playing a great quarter. Peter Philandia gets on with it. Kicks long. Kick it at O'Donnell. North Melbourne players coming on top of it. Scholl being one of them. Larkin was there also. And desperation by all players concerned.
They've been very desperate, Essendon, realising their precarious position. They've dropped 4 positions in that top 6 in the last 5 weeks, so this is a real must game for them.
Well, they're doing it well into the breeze. They're 2/3 of the way through the term, and North has made no impression at all. Scholl out on the full. Should have given the handball to McRae. Bit of a fight going on between O'Donnell and Larkin. They're inside Philandia at centre half forward. Reserve umpire going out, emergency umpire to have a chat to both of them. Normally 2 good ball players too. Philandia's kick. Have a look at that one. The mark to Salmon.
Well, he's playing his best game for weeks, Paul Salmon. 7 marks. As I said, Pete, these conditions with a little bit of mud on the ball is making it a lot easier for the players to mark. And Paul Salmon appreciating this, even though the windy conditions do make it tricky. At 206 centimetres, Paul Salmon, if he puts his body in front and really goes for it, he's going to make it very difficult for the opponents.
He's kicked 1 goal. They've had 8 goal scorers. The Bombers are about to have one of the 8 kick his second. This will put them 6 goals in front. Straight through. 9-2 to 2-8. 7 with 2 goals.
Yes, and playing a tremendous game, Salmon. As I said, 7 marks, 7 kicks, and 4 handballs, but he's a lot of influence on the game with his physique. A good kick by Philandia, just drifted it back in front of goal, and that just provided the opportunity for Salmon to fly from in front of the North Melbourne player as Kickett comes off the ground to be replaced by Hills.
Paul Salmon has given Essendon a very, very handy lead because he's playing a great game, Salmon. And good to see, too. Chris Danaher, look at the glue pot. How's the umpires for holding the ball there? That was a bit tough.
That is a tough decision. In the end, he didn't even have the ball, I don't think, Pete.
Look at the mud on that ball. It's sticky mud. Wayne Schwass, a wobbly one to the half-forward line, all Essendon. They're falling down badly on the forward line North.
They must get some run into the forward line, Peter, because they're just getting the ball and trying to kick long and letting the wind do it for them, and it won't.
Ian McMullen to the half-back line, Spawn. You can see these Essendon players growing in confidence as they're controlling the game at the moment. Spawn to the centre of the ground, the big arms of Salmon. Well, he tried to tap that one down, actually. Here's Staritsky. Philandia lying on top of it. Thought that was more holding the ball than the other one, actually.
Yes, the big difference, Bernie, has been that Essendon were able to run the ball forward as Kickett and Madden look on and run their goals in the first quarter, and North just long kicks and hoping.
Well, maybe North tactics in that first quarter weren't all that good, Bruce, because there was plenty of space in that Essendon forward line once they got the run out of the back line.
Fairley. Long came in a bit strongly there. Now German. Can North work something out of this? McDonald. Quickly round his body, but again, Essendon with the numbers. We've got a wall of players right across that half-back line. Here's another one of them, Izard. Terry Danaher out to him. Izard to half-forward, Kransberg. At the back, Fairley. Now Storitsky. Again, Essendon able to put the pressure on Storitsky. Kransberg, boundary line.
Bruce, isn't this a similar tactic to what they used with Lockett when they played St Kilda down there, and that most experts seem to think that won them the game? Centre wing, Chandler. One-on-one contest, Watson at the back. He was beaten for that by Steele. They badly need. Clarkson's coming off and Pickering on for North. North badly need a couple of quick goals. There's Matty Larkin. Longmire from 40 metres, hooks it round the corner and has missed. A behind. So
4 behinds to John Longmire.
9-2 plays 2-9, so the same number of scoring shots. In fact, I thought North were it might sound a silly thing to say, but in the first quarter, I thought they looked the better side in general play. But every time Essendon went down there, they got a goal.
Well, they did, Pete, they did most of the attacking in that first quarter, North Melbourne. But there's the emergency umpire bringing a new ball out. That one kick from Johnny Longmire went well over the fence and into the surrounding district.
Thought they might throw it back, and it's so dirty, and someone's kept it. Here's Danaher with a fresh footy. Salmon. Will this one stick as well? Probably not for a minute. Thumped out by Harris. He's found it hard to really have rhythm in his career at North Melbourne. A few injuries over the years. Wins that tap, but Johnston able to snare it. Scholl sits and waits with a bit of courage and deserved a free kick. McRae. Short. Larkin. McRae. Now he should kick this from centre half forward, and he does miss.
Oh.
So North Melbourne, it's going to be a case of a lot of wasted opportunities here. 12 shots to 11, yet they trail by 34 points.
Yes, he should have kicked that one, Dean McRae. He wasn't under a lot of pressure. It's been the difference. Essendon have nailed those goals. There's Somerville thumping at the ground. This is Anthony Rock. Hotly pressing him was Buick, and two good little Rovers competing against each other then. Ian Fairley playing on Kransberg, and trainers are out to him. So he might have had a bit of mud stuck in his eye then, Ian Fairley. Now, can North get a couple of goals before half-time? There's a chance from Miro to Chandler. Anthony Danaher versus Longmire. Here's a chance for North. Brett Allison. Another behind.
Well, it was a very difficult shot there. Allison, not a great kick on the right side of his body. Natural left footer. And attempted a banana kick to kick that goal, but just missed.
Anthony Danaher. Salmon again the target. Harris just gave him a little shove, and it was picked up. Wasn't much in it, but the umpire in a good position.
Good decision.
Well, this is a good game for Salmon. 7 marks, 8 kicks, couple of goals. And Kevin Sheedy's men have really done their job in this first half. Somerville. At the back was Crocker. Terry Danaher had it taken off in German. Now Rock throws it away. Buick. But gives it away to Chandler. High kick. Watson and Salmon against Steele. Well robbed there by Pickering. Rock got rid of it in a hurry, and Watson played that very well to Buick. He was off. Gets his kick away. Fairley versus Kransberg. Now Wallace. TD, Terry Danaher, left foot. Another one for the Bombers. Danaher gets his first. And they're charging away here at 10-2 to 2-11.
Yes, it's been a great performance by Essendon. They've used the ball very well. They've shut the North Melbourne running players down with a close checking brand of football. Wallace just looked for his options there. He knew McRae was about to grab him. And Terry Danaher up from the half-back line kicking that goal.
The Bombers doing it well with brilliant kicking for goal too. 10-2 from 12 shots. There's Buick. Spawn has it taken away by Crocker. Ellison in front. Here's Matty Larkin. Now Longmire's on the lead to the pocket. Out he comes. Now he props, waits. Can he get around Danaher? He's got no support there. Not one little player came past. Now he kicks it up in the air to the half-forward line. Taken away by Elenizard. They're doing it well, the Bombers. As Izard kicks it wide and over the line, but no idea up forward at the moment, North Melbourne.
Well, they look like they're panicking to me, Peter. They're just getting the ball and kicking blindly. They're playing without any system into the forward line. They're just kicking long and hoping that something happens.
And it's just not at the moment, is it? Off the ground by Larkin. Philandia over the top. Chris Danaher with him. Philandia caught by Swash. Free kick to North Melbourne.
Well, the umpire was awake up to that one. Philandia just fell in front of Swash, forcing Swash to fall on top of him. And he definitely played for the free kick.
McDonald in the front spot. Somerville with the punch away, and now Flood runs it out of play. Remembering that Essendon lost valuable ground in the last couple of weeks with defeats to Richmond, Footscray a couple of weeks before that, and they've been looking shaky, but suddenly today they're back in the form they showed earlier this year. Get a ball up. North really needs a goal or two.
It was desperation stakes today for Essendon, really, wasn't it, Bruce?
And they've responded.
Well, North would have kicked a couple of games clear of them if they dropped this one, but it's not right off North yet. They've got a great habit of having terrific second halves. There's Ramiro. They always fight it out, North Melbourne, don't they?
They certainly do, yeah. They're a good fighting side, North Melbourne. They just haven't had the system today. Essendon have outplayed them in most areas.
I think they could really do with Wayne Carey and John McCarthy on that forward line to help Longmire. He's sort of a one-out battle there. McDonald's done reasonably well, though. Paddled hard. There's Steele trying to get in a hand pass. It looks like a rugby scrum in there. And a temper's getting frayed in that pack. A couple might have been thrown in there. And
Danaher's got a firm hold on Peter German.
Peter German. Well, the umpire just threw the ball up, and Danaher kicks it clear. That was Terry Danaher. There's Buick. Oh, surrounded. That'll be holding the ball. He was collared from all angles, and Darren Buick.
Good tackling by both sides today, Pete.
What about the Sheedy tactics here, Bernie? Not one player forward of centre for Essendon.
That's fantastic tactics, I think, because they've really closed down North Melbourne's scoring options.
Realising that there's less than 2 minutes to go, and these players we're looking at now are the most forward on the forward line. Now it's completely open. Philandia will chip it to Salmon. Will it sit for him? Round his body. What about that? 3 to Salmon. 11 to Essendon, and Bernie Quinlan, Kevin Sheedy should take a bow for those tactics.
Yes, well, you just called it, Bruce. Actually, perfectly timed, because we saw with most of the players in front of North Melbourne's forward of North Melbourne's centre area, and when the ball got up there, Salmon just had far too much pace for the North Melbourne ruckman, who was very slow getting back.
Yes, very good coaching by Kevin Sheedy. It's working to perfection at the moment. Salmon's played a great game. He's kicked 3 goals. There's Staritsky receiving from Swash towards the half-forward line, punched away by Flood. His little Izard beats Rock to it. After Rock's had a quiet day. Now, the tackle was on McMullen, and the ball was forced over the line. And he's been a good player in that last line of defence. Well, a loose man. It's pretty easy to pick up kicks when you're on your own. Half-forward for North. They haven't looked like it this term. There's Peter German to the full forward line. Longmire versus Danaher over the back. Where's the North small men? There's Pickering off the ground. They're behind. So nothing going the way of North at the moment. They've kicked 2-12 to 11-2.
It's 1-6 in the first quarter, and now 1-6 in this second term with the Breeze.
Well, a difficult day, and Essendon's kicked 11 from 13, and North's kicked 2 from 13. Terry Danaher, a great handball. Chris Danaher having his best game for a long time. Johnston, Salmon. Hills is running for him in the goal square.
I don't think Gallagher's got much idea of playing as a defender, Bruce. So it's not a great tactic leaving Gallagher picking up Salmon.
Here goes the siren. Well, this will bring the house down if he kicks this on the half-time siren. He's kicked 3 already. It's about where Kransberg had his shot from. Probably a little more difficult for a right footer. But Ken, the man who's been the leading goal kicker at the club 5 times, kick his 4th goal on the siren. He's just dragged it across and no score. Or is it a behind? What's happening there? Well, they're going to register a behind. So at half-time, the Bombers are 11-3. Start of the second half at Windy Hill with the Bombers leading by 45 points. They kicked to the left. Harris went very early against Madden. German copped a hard one there, but quite accidental, I think. Reeling German, holding onto his jaw. And pretty groggy.
Well, Essendon still persisting with that loose man in defence. I think Flood's the player. Or Terry Danaher. Looks like Flood the loose man across that half-back line.
Harris wins that battle, but Chris Danaher's had a very good first half with the left foot. Gee, something happened to McMullen there. He took no part in that contest with Steele. In fact, he's holding his mouth behind play. Steele's kicked to centre wing and push out against Johnston going to Ramiro.
Well, maybe a little bit unlucky there. Jose made it look a bit worse than it was. I thought good positioning of the body there by Johnston.
Ramiro, wobbly one, didn't go very far. Madden takes the mark. McMullen in the hands of the trainer.
Yes, I don't know what happened then, whether the North player threw his arm back and accidentally got him or not. I don't think there was any mud in his eye. So here's Peter German, centre of the ground in the glue pot. Oh, Anthony Rock's had a dirty day. Here's Ramiro, McRae, and pass straight to Terry Danaher. Now he kicks to the spaces. Matty Larkin, they have to have Matty Larkin really firing up. Now he comes back into the centre, gives a hand pass to German. German, a beautiful kick. Longmire, a little bit of a push out, taken away by Anthony Danaher. Oh, look at the backup support. This is Flood, Terry Danaher. They had loose players everywhere, and now they've got Philandia centre of the ground to take a nice easy mark. He immediately gives it to Darren Buick. Buick to half forward. I thought Kransberg played a terrific second quarter up into the breeze. Kransberg to the pocket. The big arms of Paul Salmon. He's just too tall.
Yes, 8 marks. 9 marks now to Paul Salmon. 10 kicks.
Best game I've seen Paul Salmon play in a long, long time, Bernie.
Well, they've been expecting it, the Essendon people, because I think it's well overdue. He's been very quiet for 5 or 6 weeks, Paul Salmon.
Well, this is what North don't want. Paul Salmon has kicked 3. He'll kick from 50 metres. Kicks out to the right. Will it swing? It swings back to the left, as would have been expected, and one behind. So a little bit of a respite there for North. Big job for Michael Martin when Salmon and Madden are resting down there. 11-4 to 2-12.
Notice Gallagher on the interchange. Martin's kick, always dangerous. Harris upset, but Philandia's got it.
I think Harris is saying that the ball bounced before it got to Philandia.
Thought he might have half volleyed it. Let's have a look.
Let's have a look again. No, a definite mark.
We saw one up in Sydney a few weeks ago where Jimmy Steins took a half volley and was paid, and I think he scored a goal from it too.
Like Philandia's game today, he's been busy. This will be his 8th kick. He's had some good handballs. Has kicked a real Rovers goal in the first quarter. And should kick this. He's about 40 metres out. Has the breeze behind him. And this would give Essendon a huge break. They've got a big lead as it is. Good kick. Second goal for Philandia. 12th for the Bombers. It's 76 to 24.
And that's extraordinary kicking in these conditions too, Bruce. 12 goals for. Look at North Melbourne. We're talking about North Melbourne. It's on in the square. The emergency umpire rushing in to see what's taking place. Nothing much, a bit of pushing and shoving. But as I was saying, North Melbourne have kicked 2 goals, 12, so 14 shots to 16, and yet they trail badly.
Essendon go forward again. This is Michael Long. He's wanting someone to lead. He's calling for players to lead. Now he's got the lead. Salmon underneath it. Over the back is Darren Steele, playing his 100th game. Dragged off the ball. Schwass has been North Melbourne's best player by a mile. Schwass. Centre wing, good strong mark, and that should be almost 50. No, Madden just ran over the mark. Darren Harris to the half-forward line. McDonald has battled very, very hard at centre half-forward. And it'll be a throw-in almost on centre wing. And the ruckman racing across to do battle. Darren Harris will take on Simon Madden. As Frank Gumilton, the ex-North Premiership player, gives a bit of advice to one of his charges.
McMullen off the ground, and he's been replaced by Derek Kickett.
Something happened to McMullen. Oh, there's a free kick. That one should have been a free kick to Simon Madden. Kick forward by Crocker. Hesitating was Longmire. He should have raced hard at that ball. Here's Jose Ramiro kicking it off the ground. It'll be a throw-in forward pocket for North.
They're leaving Johnny Longmire one out in that forward line, Pete. But as you said, there's a doctor checking out Ian McMullen. Looks like around the eye area, around that left eye. But he just hasn't had the support. Talking about Longmire, he's back there, and there's been 3 Essendon players getting back and no North Melbourne players helping him out.
Well, for once, Buick caught and unable to get it away. Don't want to put the mozzie on North so early, but they couldn't quite handle Hawthorn, and they couldn't handle St Kilda in the last half a dozen weeks. And when the real pressure here today, they've been found wanting again. So you just wonder if they're a legitimate finals team. They've got the score on the board as far as wins and losses, but they've fallen well short today.
Yes, I think it'll make a huge difference if when Wayne Carey and McCarthy come back into the side. Bruce, they're 2 class forwards, particularly Carey, who, you know, he's going to be a superstar. Now, here's Philandia at the side of the boot, and it bounces about 2 feet inside the line and over. We saw Ian McMullen on the bench. What's the report down there, Gerard Healy?
Yeah, well, he copped a knock on the bridge of the nose, Peter, but at this stage he's on the microphone talking to Coach Kevin Sheedy, so he's not in too much trouble.
Fairley against Wallace. Tackled by O'Donnell. Chandler looked a bit high first up, but
it certainly did, Bruce. And what's going on? It should be against O'Donnell, because Chandler had the ball and the whistle had blown, and O'Donnell's gone in and wrestled with Chandler. The umpire's umpiring this game. He should take charge and reward a free kick against O'Donnell.
He hasn't, Bernie, and Harris wins the tap, then gets it back himself in his court.
Well, that's the Western Australian umpire, Grant Vernon, who umpired in the State of Origin clash on Tuesday night.
Harris again, Madden, quick kick by O'Donnell, kick it in the front spot, draws still underneath it. Well, gee, there's a free
Oh, come on.
Well, Long just charged straight into McRae, no free kick. McPhilandia is out of play, is it? Yes, coming back.
Is this, oh, gee.
Well, this is livening up a bit. There's a bit of feeling in this. And what's this, a free kick?
Well, that should have been a free kick against Michael Long for a charge.
Well, McRae's obviously reacted about 20 seconds later and given the free kick away to Philandia.
Well, I don't think that incident was all that serious anyway, Bruce.
No, but gee, the first one was an obvious free kick, wasn't
this
it?
one.
Oh,
This,
McRae should have got the free kick.
Well, Philandia kicked 2 goals already. Brings that across the front of the square, hoping for a big mark. Kransberg almost supplied it. Crocker pulled off the ball. Now Martin. Quick kick away by McDonald. Or German, I should say. You just get the feeling for a moment that one of the umpires lost a little bit of control there.
Yes, well, I thought, as Peter McKenna called, it looked like an obvious free kick on McRae, and then I didn't think that incident was all that serious when he pushed Philandia down.
Salmon taps it to ground. North taken away by Peter German to centre wing. Donald McDonald battling hard. Jose Ramiro is caught with the ball. Is that holding it?
Yep.
Umpire's pinged him for holding the ball in the glue pot. So it'll be a free kick to Johnston. He elects to hand pass to Spawn. Spawn the short one to the half-forward line. Kick it at the back. Should have given away a free kick then. Kicked away by Darren Steele. Over the line. And, well, he's playing his 100th game and he looks pretty tired after that little race for the ball. Ball at half-forward for the Bombers.
Harris does battle with Madden. Madden wins it only as far as Larkin, but unable to get away. Still did a good thing there. He checked his kick. He was going to kick it off the ground and decided not to. Chandler's high one. Flood underneath it and took a good mark in the end. Quick handball. to Terry Danaher. 2 Bomber players against 1 North Melbourne has been the story of the day. Wallace from 50 metres with a drop putt, kicks it long but misses up behind. But Wallace, for his 2nd game for the season, 21-year-olds played 35 games. There's McMullen getting ready. Well, not so much ready, but just focusing on what's happening. And there's just not anything happening for North Melbourne, unfortunately for them.
Alistair Clarkson kicks in. North at halfback, it was Staritsky. Now it's Scholl. They really need a burst of 3 or 4 goals to get something happening. Now's their chance. Donald McDonald gets it to Allison, who tried to be a little bit fancy. He's lost the ball. This is Peter German racing after, but that was not good play by North Melbourne.
Well, they had a chance, didn't they, Peter? As you said, they were into the forward line. They just needed to use the ball well. They got caught up there on that outer flank and lost it. But good play by Essendon to close down the North Melbourne attack.
Darren Harris with strength. Larkin has been well held. This is Watson. Caught, taps it on. Jose Ramiro from 50 metres. Kicks to the square. Anthony Danaher, great mark. Good defensive mark under enormous pressure, and he gets it off to Ian McMullen,
who has resumed his kick towards half-back. Harris against Madden. Philandia. Good play, Izard. Couldn't quite get it off the ground. Free kick to North Melbourne. Against Philandia to Staritsky or Scholl.
They might reverse this, will they? No.
Yeah, McMullen back on the ground. He's replaced Terry Danaher.
Scholl from just the defence side of wing. 2 half forward, Madden and Somerville. Well, we queried the use of 3 big men today. Certainly Salmon's been the big winner. Now McMullen to Spawn. It's all happening for Essendon, isn't it? I mean, that one looked almost a missed kick, but it just hit Spawn straight on the chest. Now to centre half forward. Sun in the eyes of Kickett and Cransberg. The handball by Clarkson to Schwash. Larkin uses his body pretty well. Ramiro, German, Schwash. Not a good handball, really. Takes Johnston on with pace. Somerville gets in. McDonald round his body. Madden has to sit and wait, and does it all right. Wallace misses it. German. Caught by Chris Danaher, whose tackling's been a feature of the game. And O'Donnell, Spawn, and a ball in.
Oh, that was brilliant play by Chris Danaher. He's hurt himself in that tackle on Peter German. It was a great take by German in the first place. But Chris Danaher with 7 tackles for the match.
That's
He's
great
been
effort.
very hard-working.
They've been very good tackles too, Bernie. Strong tackles that have saved Essendon a couple of times. Here's Darren Buick. Watson slips. Spawn to the half-forward line. Salmon versus Martin. Over the back is Steele. Steele and Kickett. Steele wins out. Hand pass to Rock, who's had a touch of the fumbles today. Rock to Martin, and Michael Martin from half-back kicks it long. Beautiful kick. But the tall timber is there for Essendon. Great mark by Somerville.
To Flood, to Izard, who's away. A second bounce. He'll go straight to Buick over the top. Buick also loves to run. Izard backs up. Now, can he kick a goal from here? No, decides to give it to Philandia, who drop punts it through. Oh, wonderful footy that. 3 goals to Philandia, 13 to Essendon. Izard, Buick and Philandia.
Well, you wouldn't see better football than that. Starting with that mark from Somerville playing across that half-back line. You've got too much tall timber across there for North Melbourne. Simon Madden also back there. Somerville, the player, taking the mark, and superb use of handball. They ran the ball right down the ground inside the 50-metre area, and Philandia kicked his 3rd.
Champagne football, that by the Bombers. 13-5 to 2-12. And we saw the value of pace. Buick and Izard combining to get it to Philandia. The ball fisted away. A race for the ball. Schwass versus Long. Cleverly done by Long to Watson. Here's Spawn. Oh, he knew he was going to be caught. Tapped it on to Somerville. Good play, Peter. Somerville to O'Donnell. The ball rebounds to Scholl. Here's German. He's dragged off the ball. Buick. Spawn caught. Anthony Rock. Buick. free kick, Buick.
Brilliant, hard-working play by Essendon there. And Chris Danaher again applying a tackle just on German that made him spill the ball free. And there's a free kick again on Buick. And they've been prepared to put their bodies in.
Darren Buick, oh, the big arm Salmon. Oh, look at that. Too big, too strong. Mick Martin thought that should have been a free kick to him. He's arguing and remonstrating with the umpire.
Yes, Mick Martin not too happy about that one.
Yeah,
I thought it was a fair mark. It was body on body.
Let's have a look. Let's see if he shoved him out of the way first.
Well, I thought it was just a good, strong use of the body by Salmon on Martin.
So did I.
And 10 marks to Paul Salmon. A brilliant exhibition, 11 kicks. And he's kicked 3 goals, this for his 4th.
Yes, and he's marked well today with that sticky ball. He kicks from directly in front for his 4th. Bang! Another one to the Bombers. Well, an excellent display this. 14-5, 89 Essendon. North Melbourne 2-12, and they remain on a miserly 24.
Yes, well, I don't know what this North Melbourne can do to get back into this. We watch that mark again by Salmon, and good use of his body. 2 strong men up against each other, and Salmon winning out. He's got excellent upper body strength. He doesn't use it all that often, but on that occasion he was able to get rid of one of the strongest players in the competition.
89-24. North hasn't scored since half-time. Long cleverly. Kick it, try to snap it away. Schwash would have got a free kick anyway. Goes wide in the direction of Longmire. Anthony Danaher against him. Allison. Izzard. Light rain falling here. Almost a sun shower, you'd call it. Alan Izzard, who set up that brilliant goal by Philandia. And this is a one-sided contest now. The Bombers have stood up and been counted today in outstanding fashion. Longmire, Anthony Danaher, centre wing, O'Donnell versus Larkin. Larkin stops and props and then gives it to German. How many times over the last 6 or 7 years have those two combined? German towards the centre half forward area. Spawn. Anthony Danaher might have hurt himself. I reckon he's pulled a hamstring or something. Good tackle by Spawn. Yes, Danaher's down. Now, off the ground by German, but Johnston to take it. Trainers come rushing out to Anthony Danaher as Izzard provides a rebound from centre half back to kick it.
Kick it centre of the ground. Let's hope it's not too serious. He's a vital player for Essendon. That's O'Donnell to Chris Danaher.
It looked as if they were checking out Anthony Danaher's right knee.
Fransberg at the back has taken a good mark, and he's livened up that half-forward line. And there's Anthony Danaher coming off the ground. His brother Terry will come on, and Fransberg will kick from 40 metres.
Well, they've just had too many big guns for North Melbourne. The marking players, we questioned their use in these windy conditions, but they've just marked everything that has come their way.
Fransberg has kicked 1. He's normally a great kick, but this time he has drifted the ball off to the left.
It looks like Longmire might be playing further upfield too, Peter, so he wasn't doing much. Oh, no.
I think he's going back now. He was up there for a short time, I think, Bernie.
So Terry Danaher, no, it's Flood going back to play at fullback.
Well, there's the kick coming to the half-back line, Ian Fairley. Centre wing, Izzard, the fly at the back. Goes and retrieves it. Staritsky, a lovely pick-up, and he'll kick North Melbourne forward.
Towards the centre, Ramiro underneath it with courage there. Taken by Harris, thumps it to Longmire. Good play by Flood. McMullen. Spawn. Well, if you didn't know better, you reckon Sheedy's got an extra couple of men out there, because Essendon has been at the fall of the ball all day. Now Long. Well, that should be holding the ball.
Yep. Yeah, good tackle, Matty Larkin.
So went for the bounce, Long. Ramiro's bounced back from that tough knock a moment ago. Here's Larkin from centre wing. North without a score on the board in this term. Madden getting underneath it.
Well, I just question Longmire's tactics at the moment, Bruce. He's just stopped leading. He's just putting his hand up in the air and calling them for his teammates to kick the ball long. And, gee, he's just not getting himself in the right position, the front position that he needs to be in.
Madden to Terry Danaher as Anthony Danaher's warming up on the boundary line, so that that knee may be all right by the look of it. So Terry Danaher, who's been useful today, has come in and off the interchange bench. To half forward, Kransberg tapped it down to Spawn, gets a hurry kick. Watson cleverly kick it. Lovely kick by Kickett right to the goal square for Salmon, and another one. He's just slaughtering Martin here today.
Well, they've had all the answers, haven't they, Bruce? The big men have been magnificent. Paul Salmon now with 11 marks to his credit. And this will be a certain goal. He's just been out bodying Mick Martin. Too strong. That's an excellent mark. In the end, just about one-handed there to Paul Salmon. He'll come in and kick his 5th goal.
Well, only 18 goals this season before today, so this is his big bag. From 10 metres out, kicks his 5th. And talk about a one-horse race, 15-6 to 212.
Well, it is really a slaughter job, isn't it, on North Melbourne? They just don't know what to do. They've made changes everywhere. Let's have a look at this mark again. They've just played a great brand of keepings off football. Kick it. An excellent kick from out on the boundary line. Looked as if it might go through for a goal there for a minute, but Paul Salmon, that's too big and too strong there for Mick Martin. Great use of the body. A terrific mark.
Paul Salmon has kicked 5 and Essendon 15 to 2, and they have played very, very well, the Bombers. Ooh, so strong hip and shoulder then. Here's Long. Could have been a free kick to Wizard. Quick kick to the half-forward line. Dean Wallace is marked. He's 55 metres out from goal. Good to see this player back in the Essendon side. He has just had chronic hamstring injuries.
Well, he thinks he's a chance to kick this, Pete.
Well, he's just a very, very long kick, Bernie. Well, he's got the breeze at his back. He'll kick from about 54 metres. Dean Wallace lets loose. Hooks it slightly to the left. Well, a long way to the left, in fact, and out of bounds on the full. And penalty kick to be taken by Martin. And I think Mick Martin will be happy when Salmon goes back onto the ball and Simon Madden goes down there.
Kick hugging the boundary line, Scholl and Wallace. So still North Melbourne without a score in this term, and we're got less than 7 minutes remaining. Remembering they had 7 shots into the breeze in the first quarter, and when you look back, they wasted a great opportunity to be close at quarter time. Madden gets himself into the front position. There's Schwass, who's been pretty good. Rock, centre wing. Crocker, free kick going to Terry Danaher, but the advantage paid to McMullen, who just chips it to Spawn. Has O'Donnell at centre half forward, now calls for it to go longer. Madden and Kickett are there. Madden, a good mark in the front. Never easy when you're running backwards and you've got a couple of blokes behind you. Madden from 55 metres. The drop punt to the goal square. And that one through from behind. 15-7 to 212. And what about Anthony Danaher? How is he, Jared?
Yeah, he's okay, I think, Bruce. He got a knock on the outside of his right knee and came off for an inspection by the club medical staff, but he's up and running and should be fine.
Chandler gets it to German. Peter German trying to get something moving. Craig Scholl to the half-forward line. McDonald. Oh, good mark. Great mark, Johnston. Kransberg. Oh, they're playing just football perfection it is at the moment, Essendon, the way they're teaming, they're running. Now he wants his play on the umpire's call. Kransberg plenty of time to kick it to Buick. Spoiled by Chandler, taken by Buick. He sprints away, races into the goal, kicks it to Michael Long, and this will be another goal coming up to the Bombers.
Oh, how easy is this, Peter? They just played superb football, Essendon, this afternoon in these conditions. Buick with the pace, the advantage of being a quick player. He was able to break away. We're seeing that Long's being put on a very tight angle. I thought he marked that right in the middle of the goal square.
I think he's got... Gee, I don't think he should be on that angle, but he'll run out and hook it in anyway. He does, and it's a goal. Michael Long kicks his second. The Bombers careering away. 16-7 to North Melbourne 2-12.
Well, they've had all the answers today, Essendon. They've had the big men taking the marks, the little men with the pace. And we see Buick. He was just able to get away there. The player that was slipping was Chandler. Unfortunate, just a bit of a soft part of the ground. And there's the pass looking for Michael Long. Hit him right on the chest.
Well, it's an extraordinary scoreline, isn't it? 103 to 24. Remembering that the team with 24 is fourth on the ladder. A kick by Pickering doesn't go very far. Schwash was on the bottom, but Chris Danaher, O'Donnell to half forward, missed by Clarkson. Philandia, who's been very, very good with his goals. Kransberg, easy as you like. That one, not a good kick though. Just winning all the contests now too, Bernie. The one-on-one contest is it's all one-way traffic.
Well, they're playing at the top of their confidence, of course, Essendon and North Melbourne. They just tried things early, which came off, but now they're trying things and nothing is happening. I think really they just need to get out there and handball as much as they can to try to get the players running and around the ball.
Fairly flew for it. Here's Peter Philandia, kicks to half forward, and the mark has been taken by Justin Sturitsky. Now he'll kick wide, looking for Larkin, or he's under pressure. Izard thumps it down to Kransberg, looks for Salmon. Taken away by Dean McRae. McRae cleverly hooks it back to Allison. Now, let's see if he'll handball over the top. He does. They've got the run this time. This is Donald McDonald. He kicks long. Danaher, or could have been a free kick, Terry Danaher. And the mark should have been a free kick to Terry Danaher. The mark has been taken by Longmire. He was dragged off the ball by Crocker then.
That's why John Longmire hasn't had a great day. We see that mark there to Longmire.
Well, they need a goal badly. In fact, they need about 12 of them. Here's the kick. Johnny Longmire kicks and puts it through. So Longmire's first goal of the game and North Melbourne's third. 3-12 plays 16-7.
He's got plenty of opportunities early in the match, John Longmire. In fact, he kicked 3 behinds in that first term. Here we see that mark again. Terry Danaher, a little bit of interference off the ball, but not enough. Nothing serious, I don't think, Pete. As we see John Longmire go back and kick his first goal. 1 goal for the day.
Well, North Melbourne struggled to 30, trailing 103. Salmon with a tap. The kick by Chandler. Crocker versus Terry Danaher. Somerville gets in there, and there'll be a ball up. 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. A quarter that Essendon has maintained its superiority. Tap by Gallagher. Terry Danaher couldn't quite keep his feet. Nice take by Rock. Longmire again, one out against Flood this time. Ramiro left foot snap, and he has put it through. Well, North Melbourne get 2 goals in a hurry, and when you consider that they managed 1 goal in the first, 1 in the second, to kick 2 goals in 2 minutes is a rarity today.
This is a replay again. Gallagher, who spent most of the third term on the bench, he's replaced Harris. A kick into the forward line. Longmire, a good use of his body there, tapped it out, and Ramiro doing the forward pocket roving. A good snap on the left boot.
(16-7 to 4-12). Gallagher beats Salmon to that one. In the glue pot, here's Wayne Schwass, North Melbourne's best player, to the half forward line. It's thumped the ground. Chris Danaher races in after it. And past to Somerville. He kicks wide looking for O'Donnell. Now Fairley will have to chase him. Can he get him? No, he can't, because he handballs over the top to Wallace, and Essendon are off and running. This is Peter Philandia, who's kicked 3 goals. Philandia the torpedo punt. Derek Kickett misread it, and the mark has been taken by Michael Martin.
Hasn't had too many of those today, Michael. That might have been his first mark. Wide. Good mark to Scholl. Did all right early on Watson Scholl, but it's been like another of North Melbourne players that have died out. Here's Crocker, centre wing. He also had a few touches early. McDonald in the front spot, Somerville at the back. Rock snared it well. Longmire versus Flood. Longmire being held. Flood with him. Now Chris Danaher. Only as far as Crocker at centre wing. 1.5 minutes remaining. Pops it up high. Somerville too easy.
Too easy, Bruce. Yeah, too predictable.
Uncontested. Wayne Schimmelbusch will hate that. Kieran Spawn coming off and Paul Hill's on, but centre of the ground is Terry Danaher. He's got plenty of time. He should be called play on. The umpire does call play on. Terry Danaher to half forward. This is Dean McRae racing after it. Good play by McRae. Should have handballed that instead of kicking it. and he kicked it straight into Gary O'Donnell. O'Donnell, the short one, looking for Kickett. Gary Kickett has got it. Hand pass over the top, looking for Watson. North Melbourne players putting the pressure on. Peter German. Centre of the ground is Darren Crocker. Crocker gets in a hand pass to Pickering, who hand passes straight to Michael Long. On to Watson, and a bad mistake by Pickering. Watson goes short, looking for Cransberg. Cransberg might be able to control this as he races after it, taps it to Long. Long trying to get onto the left foot, bananas it to the goal square. Kickett was the flyer. Now it's Simon Madden off the ground. I think it's a goal. Yes. Well, everything going the way of Essendon. They've been too good. Simon Madden's kicked 2. Essendon have kicked goal number 17.
And how many mistakes can North Melbourne make? They just got into trouble with their use of the handball. I said they just should handball on every occasion. But they're managing to handball and handball to the opposition on most occasions. There's a goal to Simon Madden. He's kicked his second. Nearly almost a mark to Derek Kickett. And you can see how easy it is on the look of Simon Madden's face there.
Free kick to the Bombers, but the siren's about to go for three-quarter time. It's been their turn. Salmon now to the centre. And there it goes. So at three-quarter time, in what is a one-sided encounter, it's 17-7. It's a 4-12. Final term at Windy Hill. Essendon kicking to the right. They lead 109-36. Hills, who's spent a lot of this match on the interchange bench. The Bombers kick it forward over to Cransberg, who's had a terrific game off the ground. Martin sat, waited. Kick it, put the leg out there and should be penalised, and is. Just dangerous here, really, to do that in that situation. Martin's kick. Wallace at the back of Crocker. Staritsky tries to get rid of Buick. The kick by Chandler doesn't go very far. O'Donnell and Larkin were together. Hills cleverly towards Watson, who has got better as the game's gone on. He had a very poor start. Long got it from Hills to half forward. Schwash, who Peter McKenna reckons is North Melbourne's best, and he certainly had a lot of touches. That one just bouncing inside, and it will be a ball in.
And I'd be very surprised if North Melbourne didn't come home with 5 or 6 goals here. I think pride would make you, when you three-quarter time you've only kicked 4 goals in the match of the day. There's Madden. Can get down to Buick.
Right, no pressure. Look, Peter, he's able to do what he likes.
You're dead right, Bertie, as Michael Long goes forward to the half-forward line. Oh, nearly a mark to Cransberg. Racing in after it is O'Donnell. Umpire calling play on, and that's holding the ball against Dean Wallace.
Yeah, he dropped it. Good decision by the umpire.
Matty Larkin has had a quiet day. He's been tagged. And really, they've been most disappointing, North. Here's Crocker, but the ball goes past him. He's got Ramiro to lend a hand. A wild hand pass. Oh, lack of effort there by North. Watson to Philandia, then on to Johnston, the short one. And McRae read that well. Well done, Dean McRae. Now he kicks it to the half-forward line. Should be a mark to Jose Ramiro here. He gives it to German. German, the high floater to the pocket. Longmire has 2 to beat. Punched away by Somerville. 3-on-1 here. Kicked off the ground and forced over the line. In fact, in the finish, for a behind to North Melbourne. That was forced over by Peter Somerville. 17-7 to 4-13.
David Flood to bring her back in. Back in the Essendon lineup today. Only the one kick, but he's played a pretty good stopping role. Madden was his target, fairly at the back. Buick, who with Salmon has probably been the 2 outstanding players on the ground. Buick early and Salmon taking over.
I think they've moved fairly to centre forward. Would you think, Bertie? He's down in that area, and I think that's a good move.
Yes, looks like McRae might be playing centre-half back on Cransberg.
Fairly takes a good mark.
Gallagher, he can kick a goal fairly. Has been a leading goal kicker at the club a couple of years ago. Oh, kick it, a good mark, not paid.
Oh, that's a mark.
Deserved it, didn't he?
Oh.
Hills, Chandler. Chandler's handball to McRae, who is at centre-half back. Round his body. Rock in the front spot. The McMullen thump was okay. Gallagher got it to Larkin. Tries to sell a dummy. Left foot not very long or strong. Or long, obviously, the sun getting in his eyes there. To McMullen, who's been very impressive. Sheedy getting the best out of McMullen this season. And that mark taken by Staritsky at centre wing.
And he got kicked right in the back then, Darren Crocker, by Dean Wallace, going for that mark. That would really have hurt. Lower back. Somerville's taken the mark. On to Long. He's still hobbling Crocker. There's Long getting it to Johnston, on to Izard. They've got tons of time, Essendon, because North are not putting the pressure on as they normally do. There's a good mark, Staritsky. On to Larkin. Essendon supporters appealing for a free kick. Oh, another loose man for Essendon. Mark taken by Terry Danaher.
Bit of byplay there. Derek Kicker getting caught up with John Russo going for that mark, and he wasn't too happy. Here's Fairley. Tries a bounce. 45 metres out. Drop punt. Good kick by Fairley. Really gave it half a chance, but a behind. So the Bombers with this huge lead, 109-38, and what's been a big disappointment this game. A build-up during the week. And match of the day status.
Sorry, Bruce, and a tough one next week too. Playing the West Coast Eagles, North Melbourne.
Yes, got a tough few weeks in front of them, and going to have to bounce back. Here's Allison to Schwash, continuing to work. He's kicked high though. Longmire at the back. Watson going to ground, but again has time to get it to O'Donnell, who uses McMullen, who actually runs out but keeps the ball in. Hills using the body against Swash, and free kick to North Melbourne. So Wayne Schwash about to have his 15th kick. He's had 8 handballs, so 23 possessions in a team that's been thumped.
Lovely kick by Schwash to half forward again. Essendon do it easily.
Gee, too easy, isn't it, Peter? How many marks have they taken uncontested there in the back line?
It was Johnston to Long to Buick. Gee, they've backed each other up well. Simon Madden races with the ball, couldn't take the mark. Scholl should have the agility, but the ball beats him over the line. Very impressive today, Essendon, but North, after a good, well, when we say a good first term, they had plenty of the play, but Essendon just raced it down there and kicked goal after goal. There's a kick forward by Alan Izard to the half-forward line, and the ball rolls over the line. Look at the mud on Derek Kickett.
I mean, a ridiculous thing to say, but that goal that Madden got from a funny free kick, they just went on and kicked a couple after that, and it was all over, really. But North had 20 minutes, they were terrific into the breeze. They just couldn't kick a goal. Here's O'Donnell. Hills versus Allison. McRae. Oh, well played, Hills. He just kept persisting. Allison.
Oh, gee.
German.
Heavy work there by Wallace behind play.
Clarkson, McRae, smothered by Somerville. Martin gets around Somerville in the bog. Kick wobbly, not all that good. And McMullen able to take the mark. But the Sting has well and truly left this game. McMullen from centre half back. Terry Danaher. Well,
he's got time to have a cup of tea there, Bruce.
Yeah. Well, maybe he should have had the cuppa because he didn't do much with the footy. Staritsky.
Justin Staritsky. Oh, look at this. Straight to Tim Watson on his own.
Oh, how many times have they done that? Their kicking into the forward line's been terrible. So predictable. Just up and hoping.
Good mark, Buick. He's been a great player again. Darren Buick. 17 kicks and 7 handballs. He's a terrific little player, Buick. And look at the pace. Hand pass to Johnston. He's done well. To Watson, oh, they haven't had many poor players, Essendon. Here's McMullen. They're just rattling the ball at the moment. Long. Simon Madden will go over the top again. Long. On it goes to Madden. Oh, the short one is onto the pocket. Dean Wallace flies and can't take the mark. But that was all too easy, Bernie.
That would be painful to watch for Wayne Schimmelbusch in the box, I would think, Peter, because the way they just ran the ball, they're just playing around with North Melbourne at the moment.
It's like a training drill, that one, wasn't it? Just little short ones. Now German, covered in mud. Kicked to half centre wing, I should say. Missed by Gallagher. Here's Philandia. Best game for him for the season. You can say that about a half a dozen Bombers. Salmon. Steele. Caught by Kickett. Good tackle. The Essendon tackling has been a feature of their win. And German out of the back line. The centre wing, missed by McMullen, off the ground and across the ground by Johnston to Tim Watson, the Bomber captain. Danaher. Gee, some experience there, Watson and Danaher. And both started in the mid-70s towards late 70s. Here's Philandia, a poor handball. Long, Schwash with him. Off the ground by Johnston, not very far.
No mark.
I said not far enough, but you'd look far enough. Staricki to German, to Ramiro. His kick to half forward. Watson sits and waits. Cransberg. How many times have we seen an Essendon player uncontested with a footy as Somerville brings it to half forward?
Done well since going to the back line too. Ball at half back for North. That was Chandler getting it to German. Further afield to Steele. Steele to the half forward line. Here's Ian Fairley, who started centre half back. Fairley to half forward, and a mark at last. And this one has been taken by Donald McDonald.
He started off okay, Donald, but he's been pretty quiet the middle 2 quarters.
He did play well in the first, didn't he? Into that breeze. Now, a little bit of mud on that ball. It won't be an easy kick, although he has got the breeze. You can see it going through his hair. And it'll be behind him. Donald McDonald. And that ball slews off the boot and didn't make the distance. And that's, as I said, with that mud on the ball, it's far more difficult to kick long.
4:15. 17-7. So 24 shots to 19. And the margin's about 12 goals. And short by Watson to O'Donnell. To Long. O'Donnell. Back to Long. Not a tackle put on there. Terry Danaher held out of it by McRae. And chipping in Staricki. Play on call. Short drop punt. Well, to nobody. To Madden.
Well, because they got the numbers across that half-back line, they've got Madden, Watson, O'Donnell, Philandia. They all got back there and help out the defenders.
Paul Hills to Johnston. Drop punt. Terry Danaher at the back. Used his body well against McRae that time. Still with Danaher. Johnston out to Wallace. Got all day here. His left foot kick to the space. Shaw unable to take it. Kicker put the pressure on. Now German should give it to Clarkson, but he's probably a better option, Ramiro. Now Clarkson.
Clarkson will go over the top with a hand pass to Fairley. Fairley, Ramiro was collared. He was caught. That's holding the ball.
Yes, great tackle. Great tackle applied.
Yes, and that's Hills. But the handball should never have been given to Ramiro in the first place,
No,
Bernie.
it certainly shouldn't have, because he was red hot at the time. Ramiro was about to be tackled. And there's Hills, but good work by Hills. Not only the tackle, but to get there, he just applied that pressure and just ran down the ground, making sure that Ramiro couldn't break free.
Well, there was a free kick to Salmon. Izzard to the half-forward line. Here's Jeff Chandler. Finds Dean McRae. McRae the chip pass wide. Peter German couldn't control it. Now he's got it. Schwass was going to give the hand pass, then kicked hurriedly, and he's found Anthony Rock. Has had a dreadful day, Anthony Rock. Here's Longmire. Oh, good play by Flood to punch it away. McDonald on the left foot fires in a goal, and it's not North Melbourne's day because Donald McDonald has hit the post.
And he's kicked 3 behinds for the afternoon, Donald McDonald. He was very good, as I said early, but he went right out of the game in the second and third quarters.
He's kicked 3 points, and Longmire's kicked 1-4, Bernie. So they've got 1-7 out of their 2 key forwards. Not enough. Somerville and Staricki do battle there. Rock over the top of it. Larkin tried one off the ground, didn't go anywhere. O'Donnell able to squeeze it to McMullen. Good hands to Watson, to Madden. Wide to Chris Danaher. Good kick by Madden. Terry Danaher is going to work for him. Chips it towards his brother and takes a good mark.
Well, this is the type of game where the Essendon players who have been down on form can now run themselves into form. If they are prepared to run and make position. Terry Danaher has taken a little while to get back into the best form of his career, but he's been okay today. 13 kicks, 9 marks.
He missed the first 11 games through suspension. Leading goal kicker at the club in 83 and 79. But deserting him just there. He's kicked 1-1 today. And it's 17 goals. 8 to 4-16. It's Kieran Spawn and Anthony Danaher, who's been rested after giving his knee a bit of a tweak in the third quarter.
Essendon have a big function for Terry Danaher tonight too. So they'll be in a happy frame of mind. He's been a magnificent player since coming across from the South Melbourne.
Tim Watson's played his best game for a long time too, Peter. He's taken 5 marks and had 22 disposals.
Michael Long to Salmon. Salmon's played a great game. He's kicked 5. Salmon to the pocket. Madden has it punched away by Martin. Oh, Martin went in on Buick. Free kick to Buick because he didn't have the ball, and Mick Martin knew it. Buick, the short one, no mark, and the ball forced over the line. Half forward for the Bombers. And Simon Madden looked up. I think he felt he should have got a free.
Could have been almost a free kick, Peter, because Clarkson, the player, fell right into the back. There's the marks for the match, as we can see. That second quarter, Essendon got right on top. 26 marks to North Melbourne 7.
Philandia to Buick. Oh, great play, Buick to Wallace.
Class.
Yes, capital C Buick, isn't he?
They've just played a game of keepings off today, Essendon, and they've done it very well. They've shared the ball around. The conditions haven't been easy. The wind has dropped somewhat in this last quarter. That windsock almost hanging vertically at the moment, so it's making it a little bit easy for Essendon kicking to this end of the ground.
And Wallace taking his time. Deliberate kick for goal. It was always going to be tough, and well, in the end, he's kicked it out on the full.
Bruce, a couple of years ago, well, say 3 years ago, there's Darren Harris getting attention, but Dean Wallace was regarded as really up-and-coming superstar at Essendon.
Well, he's a lot of injuries, and he hasn't done all that badly today, so Kevin Sheedy will be encouraged. Here's Watson.
Well, he's doing it easily, and so is Michael Long. They're having, well, they're just playing it amongst themselves at the moment. Kick it. No mark. North Melbourne try and get it out through McRae. They do so, and there's the booming kick to the half-forward line. Again, that loose man flicked back by McMullen. Somerville. For land, no, it was Long. Watson. Buick will go over the top. Hills. Oh, good play, the Bombers. Paul Hills from 60. Kicks it in short, and a good mark in defence taken by Darren Steele in his 100th game for the club.
Little handball to Clarkson. Very little scoring going on in this final term. Out to Storitsky. Not a goal scored, and we've been playing about 18 minutes. Now Clarkson to Scholl. To half forward, Rock in the front spot. Been quiet. This will be his 9th kick. High drop punt. Longmire outnumbered again. Had 3 players there. Here's Ramiro with a snap. And Watson can just sit and wait and see it bounce and roll out of bounds. So lackluster finish. Watson not 100% fit. He's a bit proppy at the moment as we see Ramiro and the ball in. So Gallagher to do it with Salmon.
Gallagher tapped it over the top. There's Rock trying to soccer it off the ground. But the umpire will come in and bounce. This is right in front of the North Melbourne goal. Gallagher versus Salmon. There must be about 16 players, and Somerville comes over the top of that pack of, as I said, around about 16 players and forces it through from behind. But very lacklustre effort this by North Melbourne. 4-17 to 17-8. And Watson is taking his time, looking for a short option. Now he elects to, he tried the torpedo punt, but it was a wobbly one. Here's Brett Allison, Peter German. Storitsky couldn't take the mark. Salmon read it well. Hills. Essendon are off and running again. Hills goes back inside. He's found Terry Danaher. Danaher looking for a hand pass back to Hills. Great play, the Bombers. Here's Alan Izard, the chip pass. Oh, there's another loose man, Cransburg. Over the top, Cransburg. Kick it. Dummy the hand pass, and actually hand passed it through for a behind. So they messed that up in the finish, but it was terrific play. Darren Harris, we saw injured a moment ago. What's the report, Jared?
Yeah, well, he's jarred his right knee, Peter. Nothing too serious. He's got ice on at the moment, but it won't be a problem for next week, I wouldn't think.
Cransburg and Schwash. Ball in. So still not a goal in this final term, and we've got 8 3/4 minutes remaining. But Essendon kicked plenty in the first 3 quarters. Here the kicks quarter by quarter, and you can see North Melbourne did have 10 more into the breeze in the first term but since then Essendon's been on top. It's been a story of the game. Here's German, who's had 21 kicks, which is a bit of a surprise. Sturicki, Ramiro, Sturicki again, goes short. McDonald, surely a goal to Rock here, will go over the top, and Longmire will kick his second. North Melbourne 5-17 to 17-9. At long last, they get a goal in this final term.
Yes, well, Essendon haven't actually scored a goal in the final term. The first goal coming with only 8 minutes, just over 8 minutes remaining on the clock. North Melbourne able, for the first time in the match for a long time, to find some space, and Johnny Longmire, who hasn't had a great day, kicks his second goal. He's kicked 2 goals for.
Salmon. Oh, put back to Larkin by McRae, then on to Scholl. This is Alistair Clarkson to the half-forward line, looking for McDonald. Oh, well trapped by Donald McDonald. Now he steadies and kicks a wobbly one to the pocket. Longmire hesitated. Here's Rock. Hand pass to Pickering. Pickering hooks it back in front of goal. And is that a mark? No. A good attempt by the North players, Chandler and Wayne Swass. The ball rebounds and over the line. 5-18 plays 17-9.
How do you see Longmire's performance today as a champion full forward yourself, Pete?
Well, I think he's been a little bit disappointing. I think he's hesitated on far too many occasions instead of attacking the ball, although it has been difficult, very crowded down that North forward line.
Yeah, I just don't think he's led positively enough.
Gallagher's little one. Here's Rock. Back to Schwash. Round his body. Chandler. Left foot and missing. So North Melbourne 5-19. Terrible kicking. They're beaten by 73 points by Essendon earlier in the season. And today the margin is 62 points. So if they meet them in a finals match, they're not going to go in with a lot of confidence against this team. And who knows what's going to happen in 7 or 8 weeks' time. Still plenty of opportunities for teams 7, 8, and 9 to make it. Here's Somerville dumping a handball, then a high drop punt into the glue spot. Terry Danaher, nice mark, no, not paid. Watson, Chris Danaher tries to break 2 tackles. Terry Danaher with just brute strength there against Crocker to come out with it. Chris Danaher to Watson, to Buick, to Philandia with good run to the goal square. Now will it sit? Izard back, round his body to Madden. Good play, Izard, good vision.
Well, like a training routine, isn't it, at the moment for Essendon? They've just had the players with numbers around the ball. They've had the players who have been prepared to run. They've used the handball very well. And Philandia, who's been very good today. He's had 5 marks and 25 possessions, and just that explosive pace.
Madden kicks his third. And the Bombers stretch the margin to 68 points, 18-9 to 5-19.
Well, they've had all the answers. There's just been nothing North Melbourne's been able to do to make any impact on Essendon. They've had the players who can take the marks around the ground, the runners, the small player, Izard there, clever play. A good centering kick to Madden. Madden read it well. He just got in front of the goal square, waiting for the centering kick. And Simon Madden's ran himself back into a bit of form today.
Paul Salmon. O'Donnell. North Melbourne players going through the motions. Kick it. Taps it on. Chris Danaher. Let's see if he can go down there. Oh, brilliant pick up, Danaher. Back to his brother, Terry. Terry gets onto the right foot, hooks it back in front of goal. Taken away by Peter German. German from half back. Watson versus Swass. Punched down by Wayne Swass. He's tried hard all day. Kicks it off the ground and was held. So it's a free kick to Wayne Swass. As I said earlier, North Melbourne's best player, onto Crocker. Short one is onto Anthony Rock. He marks on centre wing. Rock to the pocket. McDonald and Longmire. Longmire races at it, went for it one-handed. It was Flood to Long to Johnston, who's got better as the game has progressed, but that was a poor kick straight to Clarkson. Now Matty Larkin from 60 metres, kicks long. Somerville, oh, uncontested, he's taken a mark right in the goal square.
He's taken 6 marks. Somerville came into the side with the late withdrawal of Mark Thompson.
Terry Danaher the target. Chandler. Buick.
Kicking in danger. Come on.
Oh, Buick went in too. He was not happy about it.
And well, that's because the umpire didn't pay the first obvious free kick. That kicking in danger where Buick had his hand kicked out from when he was trying to pick up the ball, and it showed the frustration. Buick then went in and got a little bit physical, Pete.
Been good today, Buick, hasn't he? 19 and 10. Setting it up in the first half. Salmon very cleverly to Buick to Watson. And the big names are fired. Chris Danaher over the top. German's mark. 23rd kick to German, which is a surprising stat. Izard well played. Well, maybe he didn't keep his eye on it, but it looked almost legitimate there.
Well, I think he paid the mark, actually, Bruce.
Yes. To Clarkson. Looking for a lead, and it comes now from Longmire, but it's not going to get that far. Wallace takes the mark, so I think North Melbourne will just want the siren to go and forget all about it and regroup for West Coast next Friday night.
Gee, that'll be a nice easy task, won't it, for North? Fancy having to come up against the West Coast after this drubbing. There's Jose Ramiro, and a bit of mouthing off, I think, went on then between Darren Buick and Jose. There's Alistair Clarkson crashing his way through and brings it up in front of goal. Longmire a chance for a mark, can't do so. David Flood to the half-back line. He found Hills. Hills has got Chris Danaher to kick it to. Now he kicks to the space. Danaher has got plenty of time to wait, but he can go over the top here. Beautiful pick up, Tim Watson. The lead is on by Terry Danaher. Bad kick by Watson, straight to Crocker.
Steele. Chandler wide if he wants him. That's the way he goes. Sturicki provides the run. But the handball by Steele was pretty ordinary. Sturicki, fortunately for North Melbourne, had time to get it to Pickering, who kicks it to Rock, but kicks it very badly to Rock, and McMullen takes the mark. Went off the ground for a little while in the third quarter. It looked like he might have got a smack across the nose. And he's come back well, McMullen. Here's Watson having a ton of touches. This is his 28th. Short to O'Donnell. Nice little give to Michael Long. Punches it towards Madden. Outnumbered, but able to keep the ball in play. McRae gets around pretty comfortably in the end. Allison the target. Hills, he's had a very good last quarter. And a throw in. So it's all Essendon, 117 to 49.
Salmon and Gallagher. Gallagher won that one. And smothered off the boot of Chandler by Hills was good play. Ball on centre wing. Salmon versus Gallagher. Salmon taps, flicks it back. Oh, free kick to Buick. Caught one across the head, but not paid. And Darren Buick will remonstrate here for sure. He caught one.
Well,
and he's telling the umpire.
It looked a pretty obvious free kick, this one.
Yeah, a hand in the face. Umpire John Russo throws it up. Tapped down by Salmon. Matty Larkin. Chandler. A wobbly one to the half-forward line. Little Anthony Rock was in front. Mopping up will be Derek Kickett. Now, who will it sit for? This is Clarkson. Loses it. Kickett. Good play. Watson. Philandia. Essendon. Beautiful teamwork, this. Izard. 30 seconds of play left. Izard goes with a short kick. And it comes back to Alan Izard. Izard over the top, gives it to Johnston.
Like a boomerang, wasn't it? Johnston's kick good to Madden. And this has been just perfect for the Bomber fans, that one of their greatest champions will kick the last goal of the match, in a match where they've bounced back into contention in this year. There's no doubt about that.
They certainly have, Bruce. If they wanted a confidence booster, this is a match that's certainly given them that sort of confidence. Simon Madden, who's been quiet over the last few weeks.
And there goes the siren. So will Madden kick his fourth today? And will it be Essendon's 19th? Drop punt. And he does. Finishes it off in style. For the Madden. And the Bombers have bolted in at Windy Hill. 19 goals 9, 123 to North Melbourne 5-19-49, a margin of 74 points. So Peter McKenna, they beat them by 73 points early in the season. They went one better today.